Hi guys, I gotta apologize for the angle again. We are having a problem. My tripod, I believe, is beyond repair. I fixed it with some dental glue the other day, and it just has not helped. What I was gonna talk about was, since you guys know that I got a Grail knife as a gift, this is something I have wanted and lusted after for a while. It made me realize something as I was looking at it. Um, how much improvement has been made even from 2015 to 2016. These two knives, both Ferrum Forge knives, both designed by Elliott Williamson and executed in-house with the assembly and fit up and everything being done in-house. Both made from 20 CV, both made from the same blade stock thickness. This one, well, it's not any sharper, cuts better. And we're going to go back to, and I'm going to explain why. So this run of knives, these archbishops, and this, I think the scepters as well, Elliott specifically, I remember him talking about it, had told the guys over at Larkin to just go and grind them as thin as they could. And there is a definite, not just, there's a perceivable thickness difference in the blade behind the cutting edge. I mean, you can feel it. You can definitely feel that this blade is a lot thicker, which means that my angle that I pretty much did on this one is the how far I brought it back on this one is just a little bit more obtuse. So that means that this knife is not going to slice as well. So to get where I want right at the sharpening edge, at that sharpening bevel, I'm going to have to bring that back a little bit. And I'm going to kind of show you what I mean. See how much further back that edge profile is to thin that behind the edge. I basically, instead of trying to thin the blade stock, I've just taken my angle further back. And it's the same angle that I would use on a thicker blade, or a thinner blade. It's just, it's taken off more material and made that sharpening bevel wider. And I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of that on this one because I'm feeling it. And what it reminds me of and is reminiscent of to me as far as blade thickness is my NTAC. I haven't carried it for a few days, and I did wind up taking that angle back a little bit, and it's really slicey and sharp, because as I'm feeling it, it's actually a little bit thicker here than this one is. So that means that I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna resharpen it back just a little bit and just change the edge geometry ever so slightly on this. So, and well, don't get me wrong, it's sharp. Let's see. A bit of it's hair popping sharp, but it's just I've cut with it a few times and it's just got a little bit of an obtuse edge, and I'm gonna have to take that back just a little bit. Something else I definitely wanted to touch on, and I think I've mentioned it in videos before. I have a customer currently that don't know where his knife is. It says it was delivered. I was not home. The postal service says it was delivered on Saturday. Now, do you guys remember what Saturday was? Saturday was the county fair. I didn't even get home until around 10 or 11 that night. I was not home at all on Saturday, so that knife never got delivered because it was insured. I know it didn't get delivered because I never signed for it. That's the thing that I wanted to remind you guys. When you ship me a package, please, I understand that you've got some expensive knives you're sending to me and things like that, but I want you to keep in mind, I'm not home a lot. And especially this summer, I won't be home during the day very much at all. I'm not going to see the postman. It's gonna be late by the time I even get home. And so what I would say is postman knows what I do. The postman knows to slide stuff under the door. But if it requires a signature, it requires a signature. And for some reason, when stuff goes back to the post office, when things go back to the post office, it just takes forever. So now here we're looking at, it was supposed to have been delivered on Saturday. It is Tuesday. I still don't have the knife. Mailman already came. I checked. I got some stuff in the mail. I didn't get a we missed you notification, anything. I didn't get any of that on the first attempt or anything. So I would recommend, I would say that I understand that you want to insure your stuff and it's worth, but I leave the garage door up so that they can slide stuff under. And I check for that as soon as I get home every day. If you're insuring packages that you're sending them to me, there's a good chance that you're going to have a delay. I mentioned it in a video before, and I spoke to about it. I had a customer whose stuff came in, and it wound up getting sent back to him, and he wound up driving it down. It wound up costing him shipping, and then he had to turn around and drive back down here because he didn't want to run the risk. It was like a $700 straight razor though. So that's one of the things that I do when I get a knife. Back to the thing. I kind of evaluate the edge geometry, and if it feels as though it needs to be modified a little bit, I'll get with you first. If it's just a minor little adjustment in that edge profile and reprofiling to just account for some really thick blade stock, I'm not going to charge you anything extra because I can do that. But if it's like what I did on this one, where I reprofiled this, because if you can see, it's really thick. I reprofiled this back a good bit. It looked as though Elliot already had done that. Yeah, that I would have to charge to reprofile something like that. But the pretiums were really thick. Elliot has every iteration of his knives, Elliot has tried to bring it down and try to thin that edge profile for the edge geometry, because it's something that he really thinks about. He wants his knives to be useful and sharp, but still structurally strong. And that has a lot to do with why he uses some fairly thick blade stock. But yeah, I got some reprofiling to do on this. I might not do it today, but it's going to eventually happen. That this is going to get a little bit of a thinner edge. So that's it, guys. It's just quick. I wanted to make sure I said something about the not insuring the packages that you send to me, because it makes it take so much longer. Like I said, I could have already had that guy's knife and had it done by now if he had just not insured it. So it's not his fault. I get it. I understand. But, you know, I haven't ever had anything get lost, especially if you're using the priority mail where it comes with a tracking number and everything anyway. But, you know, it's up to you. If you don't mind having to deal with the fact that there's a good chance I'm going to have to wait for them, because here's the thing. I'm not going to go track your package down. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. If your package came and I wasn't here and there was no way for the postman to drop it off, sorry, that's just one of those things. I don't have that kind of time. I'm not going to take time from my day, where I'd like to say my time's worth $100 an hour. It pretty much isn't yet, but you know, I pretty much own my own business with Aflac as an independent agent. I don't have the kind of time to stop what I'm doing and going out and talking to business owners to go track down your knife. I'd love to say I do. You know, that sounds like something great for customer service. I don't. I'm probably going to leave it up to you to then go and say, well, you know, you need to contact the post office, figure out where it's at, because I just don't have the time. I'm sorry. I do insurance during the day. I'm doing sharpening. I'm doing knife making. Now my thumb is out of the splint. I'm supposed to still be in it, but I knew that if I stayed in that splint, I would lose range of motion. So just something to keep in mind, guys. I don't want it to sound like I don't care about you guys' stuff, but that's why I tell you not to insure it, so that I make sure it gets here and doesn't get delayed somewhere. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to keep this under 10. Well, it's right at 10. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later.